Welcome viewers to the Saturday, February 17th weekend edition of 284 News. I am Kamal Haynes, bringing you the top stories from this week. While leading this week's stories, an unusual situation arose this week regarding the jury in the trial of former Premier Andrew FAHIE. Reports indicate that minutes after the 12-person jury unanimously agreed to convict FAHIE on all charges, two of the jurors contacted the judge to say they did not actually agree with the guilty verdicts. But this prompted FAHIE to request the court to exercise its discretion and repoll jurors B and C regarding their published guilty verdicts. The 12-member jury found FAHIE guilty of 4 counts on Thursday relating to conspiracy to import a mixture and a substance containing a detectable amount of cocaine into the United States, conspiracy to commit money laundering, attempted money laundering, and interstate travel in aid of racketeering. FAHIE's legal team made several requests at the court status conference on Monday, February 12, 2024. His defense proposed individuals and staged inquiries asking jurors B and C if the published verdicts aligned with their actual decisions. The defense also recommended republishing the verdicts before posing its question. It was further noted that if either juror answers negatively, the court shall then repoll for each count to identify where unanimity is lacking. Conversely, if both jurors reaffirm their published verdicts, the matter should not be probed further unless additional grounds arise. Meanwhile, the prosecution emphatically urged the courts to respect the guilty verdict. According to the filed court document seen by 284 Media, the submission underscored the importance of the court adhering to Federal Rule of Evidence 606 and the 11th Judicial Circuit of Florida precedent to preserve the sanctity of the juror's decision. The prosecution contended that there is no clear, strong, substantial, and incontrovertible evidence or reason to believe that the 12-member jury was influenced by extraneous prejudicial information, outside influence, mistakes on the verdict form, or racial stereotypes in convicting the defendant. Citing a previous case as a precedent, the prosecution maintained the integrity of the trial process and insisted that they uphold the jury's verdict. Well, Judge Kathleen Williams ordered both sides to file their respective motions on the matter by Thursday, February 15th. But 284 Media joined concerned members of the public who marched in Road Town recently to bring attention to calls for better security in the BVI. Well, Jackie Wooding has the details.
We are coming to you from the governor's office where, of course, moments ago, Mr. Ronford Klein would have hand-delivered a letter calling for better security and calling for the details of the governor and the police commissioner's plan to address the security needs of the BVI. We, of course, joined the lovely people standing behind me this morning for a march through the city of Road Town, particularly the waterfront. Here is how that went.
We can't afford a next robbery, a third robbery, happening and get away like that again. So, that's the second. We're going to leave a third happen.
And we want to say to criminal-minded youth, y'all need to stop, lay down your arms. There is a better way. Your way is not the BVI way. We want to say to parents who have children and you see they have ammunition in your house, you need to turn them into the police. You need to take responsibility for the activity that's going in and around your house. This is not just a police problem, it's a community problem, it's a parental problem, and we need to get a hold of this. We cannot afford to raise any further criminal-minded generations. We need our young men to know that they can earn an honest living and they don't have to resort to crime to get money. The love of money is the root of all evil. And we cannot afford that because I'm sure a lot of them have children themselves. What are you teaching your children if you're going to engage in this type of behavior? What kind of BVI will you leave for your children? Can you imagine the fear of business owners in Road Town? We had one at the Pear Park. They don't feel safe anymore. So we need police presence at the Pear Park. We need police presence on Main Street. We need police presence on Fleming Street.
Everywhere.
We need police presence everywhere there are businesses. In Virgin Gorda, in Anagata, no matter where. We need police presence.
And we're talking about foot patrol. And you see my sign says, well, this is one that says we need to arm the police. But the one with funding the police, what better way to get money into the kitty with police on the streets, which can give tickets to bad parking, illegal parking for people where they block it, especially where that incident happened. That's one of the worst areas where people park in the middle of active traffic. That should be a $200 fine.
The police can have a conversation with these young men and educate them to what life is like behind bars, and any activity only leads to a life that is not fruitful. I believe the police don't just need to walk around, but they also need to get involved with the young people so that they win the confidence of the police, so that if they see something, they feel free and confident enough to say something.
The response was good. I get a lot of calls, say they support me what I'm doing, but they can't make it because of the time. A lot of people signed the petition because we only had it out one day. We did send one over to Virgin Gorda. We didn't get that back, but we had one also for Justin Dykes. But like I said, I'm going to be creating that petition online, so everybody can just go to change.org and they will look for the topic will be better security for the BVI. That will be the main topic. Like I said, the petition is there not as a protest for it, but to help them to build and know that we are serious about we need better protection in the BVI.
And of course, today is Valentine's Day. Would you say this is your way of showing love to the
Yes,
BVI?
showing my love. I don't know if you know my Jeep, but I normally fly around with my BVI flags, and I wanted to have one waving, but the time ran through. But yes, this is a way of showing love to our country, and if you're a BVI or not, even if you reside here, you have to show some kind of love to where you live, you know. So, and that's why I want to get across to the people. A lot of people who's not from here, they're kind of scared to come out because they feel this might happen to them or somebody might report them to them. But I tell them this is not a protest. This is for our livelihood. This is to help deter someone from being shut down in the middle of our streets.
All the talk means nothing if we don't actually show up. That's the long and short of the story. We can say what we want, we can post what we want, but if we actually showing up, then it don't matter. And change is not convenient. The sun is going to be up, you're going to have to walk, you're going to have to stand, you're going to have to sweat. Change is not convenient. And if we actually want to do something different, we have to do it. Yeah? And that's the long and short of it right there.
Our viewers, more local news when we return.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man, forget you.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Welcome back, viewers. 24 Media's Jackal Wedding recently paid a visit to the site of the ongoing Brewers Bay restroom and wastewater facility after indications from Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley that the facility would be open soon were met with the skepticism by District 2 Representative, the Honorable Melvin Turnbull. Well, she followed this report.
Following recent indications from Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Weasley of the impending opening of the Brewers Bay bathroom facility, we paid a visit to the facility and were surprised by what we found. The Premier was at the time responding to a question posed by a representative for the 2nd District, the Honorable Melvin M. Turnbull, in a recent sitting of the House of Assembly.
Madam Speaker, the tourist season has already begun, but I expect that this project will be completed in the next few weeks so that the facility can be used by visitors and locals that desire to experience the Brewers Bay Beach. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Turnbull requested a full update on the status of the Brewers Bay restroom and wastewater facility, inclusive of why it has yet to be opened and the details and cost of remaining works to be done before the facility is ready to serve the community and visitors. The Premier provided this response, including an indication that the project has achieved substantial completion.
Madam Speaker, the Brewers Bay restroom facility has not been commissioned and therefore is not functional, nor has it been open to the public. Madam Speaker, the restroom building and the wastewater treatment plant are substantially completed and are awaiting final testing.
True to the Premier's statement, we met a team from the BVI Electricity Corporation hard at work establishing the necessary lines and technology to power the facility. The Premier also shared that one final component of the long-awaited project, sewage management, hinges on the work currently being done.
Madam Speaker, a final component of the project is the installation of a sewage treatment plant, which is substantially completed and is hinged on the successful completion of an electrical connection for testing and commissioning.
As spending on the project continues, the Premier provided an update on the anticipated costs of outstanding works.
Madam Speaker, the cost of the work to establish the electrical connection is $23,343.51. The funds have already been remitted to the BVI Electricity Corporation. Connect Enterprises Limited was contracted to install the sewage treatment plant in the amount of $60,457.10, and a total of $15,114.27 remains on the contract to enable commissioning of the project. The main contractor for the construction of the restroom facility is K&C Construction. The balance remaining on the contract is $8,229.79, and the outstanding works include final connections and testing of all components, including the water distribution and sewage treatment systems.
While he thanked the Premier for his response, Turnbull lamented the state of the project, now several years down the line. He described it as a political football.
It is disheartening to hear, Madam Speaker, that this restroom facility that was signed contract from very early in 2021, constructed, started, government changed to unity government. I became the minister, Madam Chair, for 10.5 short months. Inherited this restroom facility, which was promised to the people of my community in Brewers Bay. And now it is 3 years later that the funding that we asked for, which was received to finish this restroom, that became a political football. I'm still hearing, Madam Speaker, that you're still waiting to collect electricity and connect water pipe. And the Premier didn't mention it, but I know for sure that the ramp ain't finished.
Turnbull expressed great concern that due to the slow progress of the project, it is likely that the building will begin to deteriorate before it opens for public use. You be the judge. Here's a look at the facility from our visit on Tuesday, February 13th. Our observations included litter, rusting light fixtures, animal carcasses, established insect nests, and intruding vegetation already at the unfinished facility. Premier Wheatley told the House of Assembly that the project remains a priority as he acknowledged the extended period that the Brewers Bay community has awaited its completion.
I know there are a lot of challenges down in Brewers Bay. I'm committed to getting those challenges fixed in partnership with all of the different ministries and the representative of the district, as well as the at-large representatives. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The project's total cost is an approximate $238,000 following a controversial increase last year that resulted in widespread criticism of the cost and progress of this project on the eve of the April 2023 general election. Jaka Wooding, 284 News.
2023 has marked the most successful year for CIBC Caribbean in its mission of raising funds for the BVI Cancer Society through its Walk for the Cure initiative. The bank, thanks to its many sponsors and donations in 2023, managed to raise $62,525, surpassing the 2022 total of $51,500. Branch manager at CIBC Caribbean, Fabian Devonish, handed a check to the president of the BVI Cancer Society, Ms. Gloria Foy, at a recent ceremony held at the bank's main hall last evening.
But as a Walk for the Cure team, we were determined to do our best to deliver results. While we may not have hit the bell, I'm very proud to yet again say that we have surpassed last year's funds raised, and will present the BVI Cancer Society with a check for $62,525.
Devonish reflected on the initiative's purpose and its fundraising journey, which commenced more than a decade ago in 2012.
In the BVI, the first ever walk took place in 2012 with 90 staff and family members and raised $1,250. Over the next 5 years, we included more participants by way of sponsors and the wider community, doubling the funds raised each year. Our official partnership with the BVI Cancer Society in 2019 raised $39,200, with $29,200 donated to the BVI Cancer Society and $10,000 to the Oncology Department in the BVI Health Services Authority. In 2020, we raised $9,000 despite the COVID mass gathering restrictions. In 2021, we decided to spruce up our efforts by creating additional events through the year and successfully raised $35,000. This was the largest single check presented to the Cancer Society at the time. In 2022, my newfound BFF, Ms. Gloria Foy, president of the BVI Cancer Society, challenged us to raise $50,000. Sure, we said. And with the support of sponsors and the community, we presented the single largest check to the BVI Cancer Society when we handed over $51,500.
President Foy, in her brief address, spoke about the constant battle against cancer in the BVI and the role the CIBC Caribbean has played in assisting the cause.
Over the years, our organization has been unwavering in its commitment to the fight against cancer in the territory. Cancer is a formidable adversary, affecting countless lives within our community and around the world. It is a battle that requires not only medical expertise, but also financial resources, support, and dedication from our community partners. First Caribbean Bank, did I get it right? First Caribbean Bank, through the leadership of Mr. Devonish and the team of superstars at our Tortola branch, has demonstrated unparalleled dedication and commitment to our mission. Their steadfast support has been instrumental in helping us provide much needed services and assistance to those affected by cancer in our beloved British Virgin Islands.
Foy said the financial assistance of CIBC Caribbean over the years has helped the BVI Cancer Society expand its reach across the territory and the quality of services offered to affected residents. While she praised the bank and the sponsors for fulfilling their corporate responsibility to the territory and encouraged other local businesses to get on board in the fight against the disease.
CIBC's donation continues to be the largest injection of funds that the BVI Cancer Society has ever received, and we are deeply, deeply grateful for their commitment to our cause. These funds have played a pivotal role in our efforts to reduce the burden of cancer in our community. But the impact of their support goes beyond just financial assistance. It serves as an inspiring example of corporate responsibility and community engagement. It demonstrates that when organizations and individuals come together for a common cause, we can make a profound difference in the lives of those affected by cancer.
Meanwhile, the head of International Corporate Banking, Mrs. Vernicia Holder, provided an outlook on the many charitable initiatives that the bank will be hosting for 2024. She announced that the marquee event, the CIBC Caribbean Walk for the Cure, will be held on October 5th, 2024. Our viewers, up next, top sports news from this week.
By enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies, allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Welcome back, viewers. Well, national record holder DJIMON GUMBS continues to dominate the Southland Conference, earning back-to-back weekly awards for his outstanding performances at the Northwestern State University. GUMBS was named the SLC Men's Field Athlete of the Week after an impressive second-place finish at the Jarvis Scott Open on the Texas Tech campus. The star athlete achieved a conference best throw of 18.48 meters in the shot put, marking the season's best for the senior. But this exceptional performance surpassed his earlier triumph at the Bruce Lehane Scarlet and White Invitational in Boston, where he recorded a winning throw of 17.89 meters. With this early achievement earned him the Men's Field Athlete of the Week award for the week of February 12th. Well, GUMBS Northwestern State University dominated the SLC awards this week, with colleague Sanaria Butler claiming the Women's Track Athlete of the Week, Anne-Marie Broussard securing the Women's Field Athlete of the Week, and Keontae Gaines being recognized as the Men's Track Athlete of the Week. Speaking to 284 News, following his accomplishment, DJIMON shared his heightened confidence as he regains full strength after a recent illness.
Being at Field Athlete of the Week again for the conference, of course, just like last time, you always appreciate these accomplishments, and we don't take it for granted, we don't take it lightly, and it just shows that, you know, our hard work is paying off. And my confidence right now is on a whole other level. I often tell people since this weekend that I needed this meet. It was a very stacked meet, throwing with the guys from Arizona, who has the top shot put group in the nation. It was really good throwing against those guys. It made me realize that I had to lock in differently, stay on my toes, be on my A game, and I broke up the group.
With no scheduled events for this weekend, GUMBS outlined his plan to ensure everything is in top form ahead of the conference next weekend.
And as for this weekend, we have off, so I'll just be focusing on training, rehab, getting everything right and ready for conference next week. But yeah, I'm definitely on a high, and I'm looking forward to conference, definitely.
The BVI Under-20 national football team is gearing up for the upcoming 2024 CONCACAF Under-20 Championship qualifying in Nicaragua next week, where the team is set to depart the territory today ahead of their first game of the tournament against the host team on Friday, February 23rd. Prior to the departure, 284 Media caught up with the team and spoke to head coach Clinton Tiny Percival, team manager Nigel Williams, and captain Jaden Abrams. Well, the BVI national team has been putting in the work ahead of the Under-20 CONCACAF qualifying championship in Nicaragua. Well, I had the opportunity to speak to the national head coach as well as the captain and the team manager. Well, here's what they had to say.
Well, in terms of the preparation, we have been doing this here for a very long time. When I say a long time, in terms of like since last year, we have been having practice like every Tuesday and every Thursday. So yeah, the practice has been going well. Sometimes we have a big number. Next time we don't have I have a smaller number because of sometimes different activities that is happening. But overall, the team has been coming out to train and we have been putting in some good work. And I'm just looking forward to what we're going to be doing when we're ready for the tournament. BVA was in a position, or they're in a position where we are basically, when you look at the last 5 teams of the FIFA ranking, we are within that bracket. So one of the objectives is to just play as much as we can play, and at the end of the day, to climb out of that ladder, to get a little higher as we go on. We're trying to just climb the ladder as we go. So you find we have started that since about 2021, where we went into a tournament in Dominican Republic. We played 4 games, we won 2. From what I was told, and so these were the first 2 games that the U20 have ever won. So for me, that is a stepping stone, and just trying to build on that as we go along. So the objective in this tournament here again is to just go out there, play really good football, and compete with the bigger guys. Because at the end of the day, it's about a learning process for us.
And we would have seen in terms of BVI football over the last few years, kind of propelling and continuously elevating on another level. Speak about that, and in terms of even with the national team, the senior national team setting a benchmark as it relates to the momentum to follow for these juniors.
To coach a national team, when I look at what's happening with the U20 team, most of the national senior players, they were people who live in overseas. And for me, that is not a good thing, especially for the youngsters who are watching football in the BVI. So for me, one of the objectives when I came here is to say, look here, out of this U20 team that we have, we need to make sure that we could have 90% of these players here moving into the senior team. So I think we try to achieve a lot of that, because right now you reckon we have about 12 to 15 U20 players in the senior national squad. So for me, that is a big achievement, and we are trying to make sure that that can continue, because we now have U17 players. I mean, when you look at this team that we have now, the average age of this team, even though it's a U20 team, the average age of this team is 16. Okay, because most of the players are 17, 1 or 2 of them is 18. So you find we are trying to keep the football moving in a kind of direction that by the time 2, 3, 4 years from now, the BVA will be in a much stronger position, because we have more ballers and more people who can be able to represent at the higher level.
And speaking on how it feels first and foremost to be skipper of this team.
I feel it's a great experience, just to honor my country and just have the leadership.
And in terms of, and this is our second time, in terms of me interviewing you, the other time would have been representing the BVI as well as one of the youngest players for the national team. What does that experience bring to this youth team, obviously with you playing with the older guys?
I feel playing with the men's national team helped me gain more experience, so passing it on to my teammates would be a good help.
And what are some of your goals overall in terms of this upcoming competition?
The goal is to win, do as best as we can.
Speak to you as manager to get some information regarding the tournament. We do know is the Under-20 CONCACAF qualifiers.
Correct.
So give us some details on that tournament.
Okay, so the tournament actually starts February 23rd. It goes down to March 2nd. We have 4 games in between that time period. The games that we will play every other day. So on the 23rd, then we have another game on the 25th. Our last game is on the 29th. Our groups is basically Group A. We'll be playing against Cuba, Nicaragua, Belize, and Anguilla.
And in terms of from your role as manager, speak about some of the stuff that you will obviously have to do between now and then to ensure that the team is ready and fully prepared ahead of their first game.
Well, it's pretty much all the logistics with traveling, accommodations, hydration, basically making sure that the team have everything that they need, pulling everything together when it comes to the kits. basically everything. You can basically ask about travel information and so forth, liaising with CONCACAF to make sure that they have what we will actually need when we reach there, rooms, because we will need a medical room also for like recovery and so forth. So pretty much my job is to make sure all the logistics are pretty much covered for the team. Follow us as much as you possibly can. The BVI Football Association will have information out there during the games. I'll be trying to get live scores over here. I'm not sure if there are going to be any kind of live links. However, if there's any, I'll be providing that so the BVI supporters can see what we're doing over there. And we're trying to get some good wins under our belt. We're not going to lay down for sure, so don't think that we're gonna go over there and just be an easy walkover. No, these guys are pretty much prepared, so support us all the way.
Well, viewers, that's it for this weekend news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye-bye.